Sankarshan Thakur, roving editor of the Telegraph, Saba, Naqvi, Arati, Jerath, Ajoy, Bose, Kumar, Ketkar will join us, Shahid, Siddiqui. They're all our expert panelists. Sunil, Alagh with me in the studio, says he hasn't got a chance to speak. I completely disagree with him. Jem Rugh, our cephalogist here with me in the studio. Gaurav, Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, famous for ditching Lalu, and probably they will regret it as the results come out if AC Nielsen is correct. You know, it's all right. You know, you did some, you lose some. It's not the first time you've done it. Sunil, Alagh of the JDU, Ajay Kumar of the Congress, Nalin, Kohli of the BJP. Sorry, Sunil Kumar Singh of the JDU. Ajay Kumar of the Congress.
That's it.
All right. Since Mr. Sunil Kumar Singh and not Sunil Alagh is making his debut on the Newshour tonight, I'd like to start by asking him that should the AC Nielsen C voter figures be correct, Mr. Sunil Kumar Singh, and should Nitish win, who should Nitish credit his victory to? There's a KBC kind of question with three options. Option 1, Nitish Kumar himself. No, 1 second. Yeah. No. Option 1, Nitish Kumar himself.
Option 1.
No. Arey bhai, when you're asked a question, though there is no 1 crore prize in this show,
so sure,
but wait for the 4 options. Don't be so sure. You may have to phone a friend. Option 1, Nitish Kumar himself. Option 2, Lalu, who didn't even ask him for the press conference today. Option 3, Rahul Gandhi, who spent more time in Aspen than in Araria. Option 4, Mohan Bhagwat. Option 4, Mohan Bhagwat.
Option 5.
Option 4. No. Option 4. I've got 4. Now let's see what he replies.
Option 5, Arnab, Narendra Modi. Option 6, Amit Shah ji.
Now this is the problem. This is the problem with the Congress party. You don't even let your allies speak. Sunil Alagh, don't worry about the Congress.
But the problem is.
आप जरा हिंदी में बता दे आज किसका ऑप्शन. अगर आपकी ये जो राजनीतिक नैया है पार हो गई तो आप किसको आप क्रेडिट देंगे? मोहन भागवत जी को, लालू जी को, नीतीश जी को, राहुल गांधी जी को?
First thing is, Mr. Arnab, that you also realize that Honorable Nitish Kumar is going to have a hat-trick. That is why this question, it cannot be that hypothetical. If it's coming from your mouth, it has to have some element there. So, if Nitish Kumar comes to power, you want to know that who should be given the credit.
Yeah.
Look, nothing, no win is single factorial. Everything is multifactorial.
And if you want to credit to Mohan Bhagwat ko de dete.
One thing.
थोड़ा क्रेडिट मोहन भागवत को दे देते नहीं, थोड़ा क्रेडिट मोहन भागवत को दे देते.
फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट क्रेडिट ये उनका है, लेकिन उनका वो नेगेटिव. देखिए, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थिंग, वी फॉट द इलेक्शंस ऑन अ पॉजिटिव प्लैंक ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. Honorable Nitish Kumar has done so much for the Bihar, and he has developed it so much, and with the vision document, with his Saath Nishchay, he has promised more, and I think that is the only thing which has, and on the other hand, the Mangai, the Dal, because the female in Bihar, they run the kitchen, and it was so difficult to run the kitchen with the soaring prices.
मैंने इतना सीधा सवाल पूछा आपसे, शाहिद सिद्दीकी का जवाब मिल रहा है मुझे जदयू से? ये तो जवाब नहीं.
तो आपको ये तो इलेक्शन की स्पीच मिल रही है आपको, and I am surprised that you didn't, you allowed him to speak so much. Because
I'm surprised myself. I'm surprised myself.
I think
unanimous towards the JDU.
Yes.
अच्छा, let me ask Nalin Kohli. Nalin Kohli जी, आप अगर जीत जाए, अगर चाणक्य is proven right, आप किसको क्रेडिट देंगे? अमित शाह जी को क्रेडिट देंगे, नरेंद्र मोदी जी को क्रेडिट देंगे, या फिर गिरिराज सिंह जी को क्रेडिट देंगे? आप किसको क्रेडिट देंगे नलिन कोहली जी?
चलिए, बधाई आपको कि आप एक बायलिंगुअल चैनल की ओर अग्रसर हैं. दूसरी बात है कि हम लोग जो है सामूहिक रूप से मानते हैं कि पार्टी जो है बहुत सामूहिक रूप से कार्य करती है. तीसरी बात है, आप टुडेज चाणक्य की बात करें, लेकिन आज तक सिसेरो को भूल रहे हैं. उसने भी भाजपा एनडीए को लीड ही दे रखी है.
It's about 50-50. It's about 50-50. Come on now.
There are two in favor.
It's about 50-50. Come on, Nalin, don't hype it.
It's not 50-50. It shows the clear edge to the BJP. No. There are two which show the BJP. There are two that are showing it. One will be correct on the final day. We are going to wait for that. We have no reason to believe that this election is going to go against us.
Should I open up to debate?
Either way, We need to look at it from where this is a wonderful election because women voters have voted in larger numbers. That's good for
no consolation prizes.
Voters themselves have come out in larger numbers. That's
no consolation.
That's not a consolation prize. We celebrate democracy. We celebrate democracy as far as the results are concerned. We are very hopeful that it will be as per what we have been expecting.
Even Rahul Gandhi said after the last election it's a celebration of democracy. You know, that kind of answer does not serve the purpose. How much room is there to change?
Mr. Rahul,
Yashwant
did he say it in Aspen or did he say it in India? Where did he say it? On this shows or outside?
I don't have a GPS on it.
Where did Modi?
We don't even know with all those kind of travel.
Okay, Ajay Kumar, the debate is open. Ajay Kumar.
Was it in China?
No, I knew I would have rattled Mr. Bose. No, I'm not Mr. Bose, I'm sorry, Ajoy Kumar.
You don't even know you're rattling, Nalin.
No,
you always have Arati and Ajoy Bose together as a team.
Okay, let's go for this. Let's go for the question. Should we go for the sharp debate? Let's go for the sharp debate. Now, if the ABP C voter is right, and I put that question to Yashwant Deshmukh, who's the managing director and the editor-in-chief of C Voter. If you are right, if the NDA does not reach the halfway mark as is being predicted in 2 out of the 3 polls, including yours, then people will surmise that the BJP seems to have paid the price for Mohan Bhagwat's reservation comments. The big question is, of course, whether that comment was a deliberate ploy by the RSS to queer the pitch for the BJP. But the BJP's valiant efforts at damage control did not bear fruit. Clearly, that was how the interpretation will go. Yashwant, analyze your own numbers.
If the BJP doesn't get the majority, if the BJP doesn't form the government, they would be more than happy to blame it on the RSS. But the fact is that there are too many things out there which they would be responsible for themselves. The biggest one would be the negative campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, this government came in Delhi, Mr. Modi won on a very, very positive campaign across India. And they formed the government in 4 states after that on a very positive campaign again. They opted for a negative campaign in Delhi and they fell flat.
Yeah.
And this probably is the second election back-to-back after Delhi where the tone and tenor of the entire election has been on negative campaign instead of purely on positive things to see. They have gone so much negative that they disowned the 8 years of good rule that they were partner in. They clubbed it with the 25 years of Jungle Raj and 25 years of misrule without even taking the credit of the good things that this government had done in the last 10 years. So they were unable to probably take credit of what good was done. They clubbed it in. There would be 100 other things, I'm sure, that would come out. But that would be if and only if they lose this election, and if and only if they don't form the government.
No, watch.
If the BJP fails,
Saba.
Arnab, just one thing.
Saba.
If the BJP loses and they lose badly, then believe me, there will be Amit Shah will try and blame the RSS. And a lot of turmoil will break out because fundamentally, let's accept one thing. Even though it looks very strong, but the BJP does have internal democracy.
I just want to make one factual point, Arnab. That this election is showing.
We have enough time. Yashwant, make your point. No,
I'm just making one fact. As a matter of fact, while we are discussing the exit poll data, I must tell the viewers this is for the first time that Mahadalits in Bihar have voted for the NDA and the BJP. This is for the first time that a considerable chunk of EBC had voted for the BJP. This is what the data shows.
Watch.
So primarily, I have a problem with only figuring out that if the Mohan Bhagwat's reservation quote was actually having that kind of impact on the ground.
Nalin, 1 second. Let me moderate this. Nalin, just wait a while, please. I'm going to come to you. Let me moderate this. Please, I request you. Now, I think there is a very important point that has been made by Yashwant Deshmukh about a negative campaign vis-a-vis as opposed to a positive campaign in the central elections. You have a negative campaign in Bihar. Now, on that, I want to spend some time. I want to get opinions of our other panelists. But before that, on data itself, I'd like to get a point in from Jay. Jay, your point on data, briefly. Yeah.
See, I have something of a surprise looking at the vote share Chanakya has put up, 46% for the NDA. You know, if I go back to history, even Janata Party got only 43% of the votes in Bihar.
Yeah.
The Congress in the Indira Gandhi sympathy wave got 39.3. 46 is unheard of.
It's a Mahawave.
It's a Mahawave for the NDA if Chanakya has to hold true. So
and I'm not putting any questions about Chanakya per se, but I am quite impressed at the faith that the BJP has only on them, because the BJP got 22 seats as per Chanakya, but they ended up getting only 3 in Delhi. They got 151 seats as per Chanakya in Maharashtra. They actually got 122. In fact, Chanakya made them sweep Jharkhand by giving them 61. They ended up getting 37. These are certain ground realities. Now I go to the basic point. Negative campaign. Ajay Bose first. Was this a negative campaign? No, I want to get it round from our panelists in Delhi. Nalin, I'll let you respond to everyone. Was it a negative campaign? Yes, Ajay Bose.
And I do not know how much it will impact the results of the elections, but certainly for the Prime Minister, for a national president of a national party, I am absolutely amazed at the kind of language which was used in this campaign. And I'm sorry to say that regardless of whether the BJP wins or loses, I'm afraid that this sort of campaign is certainly not on, and certainly very, very wrong for somebody like Narendra Modi.
One second, Nalin.
In Lok Sabha polls, without at all abusing anybody.
Nalin.
If we look back at that 2014 Lok Sabha election, it was largely a positive campaign, and this unfortunately has been a very, very negative.
Okay, who else goes in on that? Shahid Siddiqui, please. No, one second. Negative campaign. Negative campaign. No, one second. First of all, I want to reassure Nalin, colleague. I'll give you time, but Nalin, listen to the others. Gaurav, 1 second. Let's get our experts first. By the way, there was an attempt to drag Pakistan and terrorism into the discourse. If that attempt has limited results.
Also, Arnab,
okay, Arati.
To bring in this whole issue of quotas for Muslims. I mean, the Prime Minister won on a slogan of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So for the Prime Minister to start speaking a divisive language in the middle of the campaign, it's very disturbing, and I think it has sent wrong signals to the minority community. And the minority community is a community, the Muslims in particular, it's a community that Narendra Modi in particular should be reaching out to and taking along with him. After all, he is the Prime Minister of India.
No, I want to get Sankarshan in. I want to get Sankarshan now. Limited points, please. Limited interventions, and you will respond to all. Sankarshan.
I'm only going to add examples to what Ajoy and Arati have said. I frankly, having known him a long time, I was taken severely aback when a leader like Sushil Modi publicly challenges Lalu Yadav to drink Gomutra. I mean, where was this campaign going? Giriraj Singh puts out tweets on eating Gomans and offering sewer mans to Muslims.
Yeah.
Where is this campaign going?
That's the whole point.
The Prime Minister said whatever he said, but the BJP issues advertisements which were later proscribed by the Election Commission. These were advertisements saying अल्पसंख्यक छीन करके अल्पसंख्यकों को देने की साजिश. अल्पसंख्यक भारतीय नहीं है क्या? ये किस तरह का कैंपेन चलाया आप लोगों ने? Negativity shied away. It was embarrassed in this campaign by the BJP.
And if you speak of
the question that
Navika, go on.
The question that goes out to Nalin is really the BJP will have to take a call. Will they go with the development agenda, or will they go with advertisements showing cow and raising questions on beef and meat? I mean, what does that have to do with development?
And maybe, Nalin...
Serious call, because...
Navika, 1 second. Absolutely. Navika, you see the BJP... One second. On the issue of negative campaign... just 1 minute. Ajay Kumar, 1 minute. On the issue of negative campaign, the BJP should know. Those who said Maut Ka Saudagar lost. These are... No. So the fact of the matter is, regardless of who wins, who loses, We talk of the form, the tone, the tenor, the sagacity, the wisdom, right? The bilateralism. There has to be some sense of balance. Now, if you want to counter the reservation okay, Shahid Siddiqui.
The BJP lost the plot the day they decided to go for this kind of negative campaigning, and I hope they learn from it, because if they go for it, then they are going to lose this country. And, it's not enough to get a majority. You have to take the country with you. And
it's not about Modi losing or winning.
Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath, and they have lost the plot.
These are now valid questions.
Targeting Muslims.
These are valid questions if the BJP doesn't win.
You are targeting them to get
and these will be even more valid if BJP wins Bihar.
It's dangerous for the country.
If the BJP wins, these are even more
valid if BJP wins Bihar. If the winning is coming at this cost, these are even more valid.
No, you see what happens
is... If the BJP wins, these questions become even more important.
Now.
We cannot get carried away by win or loss.
Now, before I go back to the politicians, and before I go to Gaurav Bhatia, I thank you for your patience, Gaurav. You see, Mr. Nalin Kohli, we've analyzed this election campaign. The BJP's high rhetoric polarization drive happened in the lead up to the third phase, the fourth phase and the fifth phase. In a very deliberate and well thought manner, as Sankarshan, who has been on the ground, may have seen more closer than us, the BJP undertook a very highly polarized and polarizing ad campaign against the Mahagathbandhan. You put an ad on the cow to polarize. You put an ad on terror to fearmonger about Nitish's commitment to counter-terrorism. You put an ad on caste to fearmonger and polarize about the Mahagathbandhan snatching reservations from Dalits and giving it to the minority community. You did everything possible to divide.
Yeah.
You must win an election. But should you be so desperate in doing everything possible to divide, Mr. Kohli? You said India first, Mr. Kohli.
Well, Mr. Goswami,
why did you do all this?
We have to compliment Mr. Ajoy Bose. We must compliment Mr. Ajoy
Okay, and by the way, we want let's listen to him.
Yeah. Because he said neither a victory matters nor a defeat. In either case, the net result is let's bash the BJP. Well, that's exactly how it is. First, it is the BJP will lose the election because of these reasons. Then suddenly midway there's a course correction. Suppose the BJP wins, then you need to say, oh, if it won the election, it won it because of a negative campaign. I think we are conducting a post-mortem before the even test has been pronounced. How do you know? You may be conducting the post-mortem of the wrong candidate.
I agree.
I think we should wait for the result. Do whatever you want as an analysis. Thereafter, I'm going to answer all the points, Mr. Goswami. I was quite careful about it.
Okay, hear him. To everyone in the Delhi studio, please hear him.
The beef issue. 1 minute. May I? Mr. Goswami. Mr. Shankar Singh said something important. He said about the beef issue. I find it that if you're talking on the beef issue, how can you miss Lalu Prasad's statement that Hindus eat beef? I don't. And how do you miss Raghuvansh Prasad, the Yadav's, Raghuvansh Prasad Singh's statement that in the Vedas it is written even the rishis eat beef? What is happening? Everything has to be seen in context of both. Extreme statements, wherever they would be considered extreme statements. But you can't have it uni-prism in terms of looking at it from one perspective and being oblivious to the third. And on that, I'd like to add a point what Arati Jerath said. With due respect to her, she says,
okay, counters allowed. Nalin, I'm allowing counters. I'm coming back to you. Nalin, stop. Counter allowed. Arati is countering. No, Nalin, Arati is countering. I allow it.
Arati, I haven't even answered
Nalin,
your question.
let her.
I have not even answered your question.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish the comment and you can have a counter comment, Arati. That is even more intolerant if you ask me personally. You make a comment, I try to answer and then you say, no, you can't have an answer. May I, with due respect, finish my comment? Arati Jerath says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is to be seen as religion-based quotas. May I just draw her attention? Read the Constitution of India and read the Constituent Assembly debate. Don't argue with me.
The problem is, I mean, honestly, we're having a reasoned debate here. Don't twist people's words.
Nobody's asking for religious.
Nobody's asking for religious.
I'm not pushing words. Your words are very clear.
Okay, in this debate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. second. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. Nalin, please stop. I want to pause on the debate for 30 seconds. Please hear me this. Listen, we had a high pitch. Gaurav, a minute. I'm going to come to you, Gaurav. I'm saying one thing. We've been through an election in which I would openly say tonight, a large part of the election was a disappointment. I wish it had never happened. And I do believe that there needs to be some sense of deterrence and decorum in an election as well. Now, let's not live in a fool's paradise where we believe it didn't happen. We are talking about the consequences of this.
Why are you, Arnab? Why are you saying disappointment? It was bordering to criminal. Now can I come in? It was bordering to criminal action. What are you saying? Disappointment, Arnab?
I am saying one person at a time. Ajay Kumar, I'm saying one person at a time. Ajay Kumar, one person at a time. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I don't want to fight with Nalin. Nalin, I would say...
Okay, Saba.
Each other very well.
At a time, Saba is responding to Nalin.
About beef because I'm sick of hearing about beef.
Let me also speak.
This is going to be the election.
Saba, genuinely I'm saying, so am I.
No, can I finish?
Let her finish. Let Saba finish. Let Saba finish. After that, Gaurav, let Saba finish.
This is going to be the election. Narendra Modi, we all know that certain people who you call secularists,
I'm not interrupting you, Ajoy.
He got 31% of the vote. He became the Prime Minister of India. But he kept a certain guard. He just took fights about secularism. In this election, the guard fell. And he and Amit Shah were so disappointingly, they said things which, Amit Shah even more so, but they said things which were outright, which cannot but be communal, what I would call the strategy of raising false flags when things go wrong. I'm not using, this is a very common thing when you try and create false issues because things are not going that way. I'm not talking about beef, I'm not attacking you. I'm saying this is a moment of severe disappointment because whatever it is, whether some people voted for him or not, he is the Prime Minister of all Indians.
Okay, so now I let Gaurav come in. And I have only one request to this very eminent panel. I think I will be most grateful, ladies and gentlemen, if one speaks at a time. It's an enjoyable and captivating debate we are having on the Newshour tonight. And I would only request you to give me the honor of conducting the debate. Mr. Ajay Kumar, give me the honor of conducting the debate. Now I will say, like a moderator does, I now pass on the baton to Nalin. After that, Gaurav will come in and please follow my instructions. I will move it fast. And one second. Gaurav, it's okay.
When will my turn come?
Gaurav, आपका time आएगा. आपका मौका मिलेगा. Okay, fine. Now Nalin respond. Nalin on negative campaign. Nalin's turn.
You have to come last, Ajay Kumar.
Nalin's turn.
I think Saba was making some heartfelt points, and I think everyone's entitled to a view. But with regard to the Prime Minister, I just want to point out, while you are looking at comments which you perceive to be negative, I see on the other side an equally unequivocal comment when he said if even Narendra Modi makes a communal statement, don't listen to him. That was the next day after the president. So I think what happens is sometimes we look at only one comment, we don't see it in the other comment, and then we arrive at a viewpoint. I think the Prime Minister has repeated on multiple occasions. The agenda of the government of India under him is for 125 crore Indians. It does not have a communal tone. It does not have a secular tone, a casteist cause or anything. It has a tone what the constitution mandates. Period.
Okay. Now Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia on the allegations of a negative campaign. Gaurav. Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, this election has been a bitter election, a communal election and a negative election. And I think the BJP is squarely to be blamed for that because in 2014 they contested the Lok Sabha on a positive plank, and last 1.5 years they have not been able to deliver on the promises that they made. So they knew fully well that they can only go to the Bihar polls on a negative election where they would try to communalize and polarize the atmosphere, and that's what they did. Mr. Narendra Modi from the beginning itself seemed to be jittery because he never talked about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. He never spoke about what his government has been able to deliver in the last 1.5 years. In fact, he started by attacking the opponents and the BJP stooped to a new low. Now, I would say that there would be far-reaching consequences of this election, because within the BJP, there are voices of dissent that are wanting Mr. Narendra Modi to fail, and those would become louder after the elections. And second, I think for the nation it would be good, because there will be a course correction even within the BJP, and they will be forced to follow the development model that they promised to the people of the country, rather than talking about Shuddhikara, love jihad and beef, because the people of India are fed up of these terms, and they want that this government, which still has a 3.5-year tenure, should start delivering on the promises that they made. So therefore, I think for the people of the country, it would be a good election, and it would be a election.
Shahid Siddiqui.
I want to ask Gaurav that your party and your leader Shri Mulayam Singh Yadav, why did he ditch the Gathbandhan? Why did he stab the Gathbandhan in the back? Why did he try to divide the secular forces? Was he working in tandem with BJP and RSS for this purpose? Why did he do that? The whole nation wants to know.
Shahid, with your kind of experience, and especially because you have been part of the Samajwadi Party, you are well aware that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav enjoys a stature in national politics. And if you are not given the respect that you deserve, then I think it is appropriate for the party and the party leader to take such a decision.
To be judged by his actions.
Anyway, we now go back to the issue of a negative campaign. We now go back to the issue of a negative campaign. Okay, fine. Stop your internecine warfare.
Because your leader
Mr. Bhatia and Mr. Shahid Siddiqui, stop your internecine Samajwadi Party versus ex-Samajwadi Party warfare. We are not interested.
I know them better than they know.
Fine, we all know each other. Now my question is this.
Mr. Goswami,
let's get back to negative campaign. Should we get back to negative campaign? Should we get back to the issue of negative campaign? Will you allow me to get back to the issue of negative campaign? I see a gentleman there, sandwiched in the middle of all these windows, called Mr. Kumar Ketkar, who looks on curiously to his left and to his right, wondering when he will get his opportunity.
Let me speak after that,
Yeah, I will, sir, but please let Mr. Ketkar open his innings at least.
Please give me a chance.
And one sec. Now the question is.
Arnab, यार आप गलत कर रहे हैं अजॉय जी के साथ.
मैं किसी के साथ कुछ गलत नहीं करता. आप सब लोग गलत कर रहे हैं. आप मेरी बात सुनिए. आप मेरी बात सुनिए प्लीज. आप देखिए.
गलत कर रहे हो.
अरे भाई आपको फिर कहना पड़ेगा. इतनी उत्सुकता आप बिहार इलेक्शन में दिखाते तो कांग्रेस पार्टी कहां से कहां पहुंच जाती. अब मेरी बात सुनिए. नाउ द क्वेश्चन टू कुमार केतकर से सवाल पूछ रहा हूं. कुमार केतकर, do you agree that the BJP used the incident in Dadri to polarize the Bihar election? And should they lose, should this backfire, then will people ask that has the politics of polarization become stale? Should the BJP perhaps do that introspection manthan कि हिंदू मुस्लिम राजनीति पुरानी हो गई है?
Actually, the fact is that this polarization type of campaign and negative campaigning about which so much is being discussed, we must ask why do people actually engage themselves in negative campaigning? When they lack issues, when they lack conviction, when they lack actual positioning in politics, when they lack ideological conviction of a different kind, they completely resort to negative campaigning, and therefore polarization becomes an issue. I don't think Hindutva ideology they can officially propagate, so they want to camouflage Hindutva ideology by calling some vague idea of development which they have still not defined, and therefore the only alternative on the ground is to polarize, is to start negative campaigning, Nalin, is to start abusing. And that's how it started. Negative campaigning and polarization are actually the same thing.
And negative
campaigning and polarization are same things, because BJP has for the first time realized that it does not have a solid campaign. It does not have a solid progressive ideological foundation.
So it has to go back to I'll come to you. Nalin Kohli on top of it, negative and frivolous. 1 second. Yes, please. Ajay Kumar, and then Nalin Kohli can respond. Ajay Kumar, you've been waiting.
First of all, for Arnab, I'm amazed when you said you're disappointed with the BJP campaign. Their campaign has always been bedrock solid on polarization. When Saba was saying on Gujarat, I don't know, we didn't follow the state elections in Gujarat. This is the Bharatiya Janata Party's natural mode. And if you look at the election commission, when they banned those two advertisements and said that they had, violated the Indian Penal Code and the People's Representation Act, they were pulled out of what the Prime Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, said in their rallies. So the question is, here is a Prime Minister who spent so many days only in Bihar, has not visited any, is not interested in running the country, and then you have the President of the largest party, and the election commission says those two advertisements.
Yes, you will after him.
Well, actually, one second, let me complete. The Prime Minister violated those IPC sections, and Mr. Amit Shah. And fact is, let's be honest, we should recognize it. 300% increase of communal incidences in Jharkhand, because that's what they thought that they can influence Bihar. The RSS releases population census comments. 600 communal incidents before bipolar in Uttar Pradesh, 300% Bihar. So this has been the strategy. Why are we not able to see it?
Nalin Kohli's turn to respond now. Nalin Kohli's turn to respond. Nalin Kohli, you also released a video in which Nitish met a tantric. I don't know what kind of campaign was that.
To make a case that's going to be a self-goal. No, I find this fascinating. The Congress party is an expert at making it self-goals. They are worried or they are upset that the Prime Minister was campaigning in Bihar while Rahul was campaigning in Aspen. And who stopped Rahul Gandhi from going and campaigning? Nobody wanted to probably listen to him.
One at a time. Ajay Kumar, now hold back. Ajay Kumar, now hold back. Ajay Kumar, hold back.
Rude.
Ajay Kumar, hold back. Ajay Kumar, hold back. Ajay Kumar, you must let him speak.
Intolerant debate by
Ajay Kumar, let him
such an intolerant manner. I heard you with all the views
Ajay, don't heckle.
the Prime Minister.
Ajay, don't heckle. Don't heckle, Ajay. Don't heckle, Ajay. Ajay, stop, please. I'm requesting you continue.
No, I'm sorry. You want to do this street level kind of stuff? Please do it in your party for meetings here. Don't bring it out here. Let me finish my point and you're free to respond after that.
You're on street level.
May I again finish my point, Ajoy? Or do you have a problem with my raising Rahul Gandhi? It means your job is in danger. Tell me, I'd say that, then I'll forget the debate. I mean, let's protect your job. We can all get together and say, nahi, bachao usko. I'm not miscommunicating. Then let me do that. It's my right. Communicating.
Ajay Kumar, don't heckle, don't distract, don't dissect the debate. Please, 1 second. Hold back. Ajay Kumar, don't. Let him make a point of the negative campaign. I think we've discussed the issue of a negative campaign. We are not here to discuss Rahul Gandhi. Ajay Kumar, we are not here to discuss Rahul Gandhi. We are here to discuss a negative campaign. Let him answer. The charge is made of a negative campaign. Let him respond.
So let me come back to what it is say. Did anybody stop Mr. Rahul Gandhi from going and campaigning? Did anyone stop that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Nitish Kumar and Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav should be on the same stage? Who stopped them? They have to figure out their own thing. Second is you talk about negative campaigning. Here's my challenge. Please take all the Prime Minister's speeches, check them in totality. Mr. Amit Shah in totality. All BJP leaders in totality. And you'll find 95% plus of it is on development, positive agenda, only development. Less than 5%, it may be 1 or 2%, are these statements that are blown up. So you say that is the entire campaign. That's an unfair, empirically cannot be seen as a correct statement.
Only got up.
But that doesn't make news.
When Mr. Narendra Modi was calling other leaders' names, was it positive campaign? Was beef not discussed by Mr. Narendra Modi?
Gaurav bhai, 1 second. Then you talk about, okay, I'm just reminding and showing you a mirror. On the Samajwadi Party.
Please show me a mirror. I think the BJP does not have the courage to see the mirror.
They were part of a supposed alliance that was called the Grand Alliance. That Grand Alliance disintegrated even in a more grander way. And then throughout the campaign, they were at each other's throat, but they have all the blame to give to Mr. Narendra Modi. That's okay.
Pakistanis would celebrate.
That's okay.
Was it a positive campaign?
Okay.
When Mr. Narendra Modi called all the other
if you would like, please request Mr. Goswami
was it a positive
to play back the interview of
your
Mr.
ad in the newspaper
on his channel, which he asked the question.
The other parties, was it a positive campaign?
And the answer can be played again.
Okay, now, 1 second. Before I hit the break,
telling about all the...
Before I hit the break, Sunil Kumar Singh and Sankarshan. Sunil Kumar Singh and Sankarshan Thakur. Sunil Kumar Singh and Sankarshan Thakur from Patna. Sunil has been wanting to make a point. Sunil, interestingly, Nalin Kohli says, you look at the entirety of our campaign.
That BJP
are more important than Sunil Kumar Singh, please on the screen.
We didn't have any
Sunil Kumar Singh, I can't hear through everyone. Sunil, repeat your point.
On the other hand, we JDU people, Nitish Kumar was on the positive agenda. He was just going to the people by saying that this much he has done for the people and for the women empowerment. He has done so much like Balika Cycle Yojana, Balika Poshak Yojana, Mahilaon ko Panchayat Maharakshan, for youth, for minorities he has done so much. And on the other hand, he was also promising that in his vision document, his Sat Nishchay, his all the hoardings of JDU was on a positive note, and with the hoarding like safe drinking water, roads, electricity, power. So the people, they knew that who is giving you negative campaign, drawing cows, drawing Pakistan to Bihar election, and saying all kinds of which should not have been said. And on the other hand, with the Grand Alliance, we were on a positive note, and that is why the people, especially the women, the youth, the minorities, and the Dalits, they have come out in a large number and they have voted for us. It's quite natural. And all the panelists are agreeing that BJP was a negative campaign. And the people of Bihar, they have outright rejected negative campaigning. No more negative campaigning in Bihar. If somebody has to fight elections, they have to fight elections on a positive note, and then we can fight elections. That is the reason why Nitish Kumar is having a hat-trick in Bihar. Yeah.
I take a 2-minute break. Nalin Kohli said these are... No. One second. Now, where did this start? At 6 minutes past 9 this evening, Yashwant Deshmukh of Sea Voter raises a very valid question about a negative campaign. We've spent some time discussing Nalin Kohli's strongest defenses. If you look at the entirety of the comments, then you find it a minority. Nalin Kohli, anybody will ask you, if you know these comments will make news, then why do you make them? Don't you know if they are 5% of the comments, why do you make the comments? Because you want them to hit the headlines? And when they hit the headlines, you want the word to spread.
Well,
why do you want the word to spread? Do you not have... And the comments are not being made by lower level leaders. The comments are being made by senior level leaders. On the other side tonight, the national implication in terms of politics, Parliament and society.
Just 1 second.
Okay, Sankarshan, one comment before the break. Sankarshan.
Mr. Goswami.
Sankarshan, one comment before the break. Yes, Sankarshan.
Mr. Goswami, I'll give you a counter.
Yes, Sankarshan, he wants to make a comment.
No. I'm just wondering, and very humbly, what does it say of the ruling party and of the Prime Minister that the ads they prepare and place in the newspapers have to be proscribed by the Election Commission in an election such as this? The ruling party, the Prime Minister, the Election Commission of India proscribes your ads.
Okay.
It says these ads are ultra-virus, violative.
Three quick counters. No, 3 quick comments. Number 1 is, Mr. Goswami, you said about the negative news. I can give you a counter. The polar opposite would be, let the channels cover the 95%. Why would the 5% ever take place?
Oh, please stop shooting the messenger.
It could be viewed from either perspective. The second, it's either perspective. The responsibility could fall onto the channel also. Don't show the negative, show only the positive, and people will only look for positive views.
Sure.
The second point, it's just exactly, I'm showing you the other side.
Let that pass.
The other extreme to this argument.
Channels don't write speeches for political leaders, Mr. Kohli.
It's the other extreme.
Channels don't write speeches for political leaders.
But I don't
That's an absurd argument, please.
Political speeches from non-political people.
No, channels did not tell Rajiv Gandhi to make that comment on 1984. No, channels did not tell Rajiv Gandhi to make that comment on 1984. Why do you keep quoting it?
According to the BJP.
No, hold on. Mr. Goswami, I've given you a counter viewpoint, that's all.
I've given you a counter to your counter,
to what Sankarshan is saying. No, Sankarshan also, I would say, why don't you, when he has said the Prime Minister and this, well, I would have agreed that there is a case there if Sankarshan could have said, starting from 47 till now, never it has happened that the Election Commission has had a viewpoint about the ruling party or its leadership. This is not the first time and it won't be the last. That is why you have an Election Commission. For it to say no, whoever it is, ruling party or opposition party, if you are crossing the line, we are here to tell you you're crossing the line.
And that is nothing wrong.
So you crossed the line. So you crossed the line.
Okay, take a break. Come back in 2 minutes on the Newshour debate on who's responsible for the negative campaign. I'll come back to that in 2 minutes. Please stay with me on the Newshour. Stay with me on the Newshour. Welcome back to the debate. National implications of whatever the result is. Navika, national implications. National implications, let's start with you.
Well, the biggest problem for the BJP will be the next parliament session, the winter session of parliament, getting the reforms agenda, getting their word through Rajya Sabha. That's something that's going to be a big challenge if the BJP were to lose. I'm still saying if, because these are exit polls, the results still to come. But the biggest question that I have for the BJP is that since 2014 May, they found one asset, Narendra Modi, and they've been using him in every election. 26 rallies by a prime minister. I mean, why are they overexposing him so much, number one? And number two, they have assets on the ground like Sushil Modi, which they don't want to use at all. And why would they not buffer the Prime Minister is a question only the BJP can answer. So if they were to lose this entire election, they have nobody else but themselves to blame, because somewhere or the other, their plot seems to have gone awry. The development agenda has given way to a beef and divisive, polarized agenda. And that's a mid-course correction that they really will have to do. Otherwise, they can forget about governance.
Ajay wants to add to that. Ajay wants to add to that.
Yeah, I would like to add to this. I think that one thing is very clear. That Mr. Narendra Modi's primary function is to be Prime Minister of the country. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous to put this huge political burden of carrying his party on his shoulder across the country, of attending so many rallies, of putting so much mind to it. I think it is ridiculous, because it's not just a question of his personal choice. The country needs him to concentrate
Arnab, can I add
on the job at hand? No, yes. 1 second. Yashwant Deshmukh and then Sunil Alagh. Yashwant Deshmukh, can I ask you a question?
He has to go.
Yashwant, can I ask you a question to you in the context of this? First of all, I think you began an interesting debate today, Yashwant. Now, the point is, Yashwant, that this is a 5-phase election. The biggest phase was today, 57 seats.
Right.
You and I spoke earlier in the day, and you told us that it all comes down to the 57 seats. And one of the reasons I was asking you that question this morning is because you know the tone and tenor that the campaign has taken, it got more polarized towards the end. Hence, if there was to be a value of the high polarized election for the BJP, it should have shown in today's phase. My simple question to you is, has it shown in today's phase? And if so, how?
Not much. That's a straightforward, simple answer. That it didn't, I mean, and even if it shows, and if BJP wins this election, Arnab, my question, that the thing which I asked you, was a very straightforward, at winning at what cost. I would just like to add one thing, Arnab. 3 years back, in this very studio, on this very channel, we were analyzing the exit poll of Gujarat, and you asked me, what is your biggest takeaway today from your data? And I said, almost every fourth Muslim in Gujarat has voted for Narendra Modi, a point which Mr. Yogendra Yadav validated. He said that he also confirms that at that point of time.
I remember that.
Okay, and that every fourth Muslim was more than the Muslim vote share which Mr. Nitish Kumar got in the last Bihar election. That's the point I made 3 years back in this studio. That on the development plan, development agenda, even the minorities in Gujarat had started opening up to Mr. Modi's campaign and his candidature. From there, Mr. Modi kept on going on a positive note from state to state, and it all summed up with a much bigger positive campaign for the Lok Sabha election. But it started with the 2012 Gujarat Assembly election, Arnab. You and me and everybody is witness to that.
I remember.
Now, when something was going so good, when something was making, an agenda was making, even the minorities opening up to Mr. Modi, what was the need Why would you go back to the square one and put it all stake? And even if this means that it gives you a majority in Bihar,
you show your real colors.
Even if this means it gives you a majority in Bihar.
Okay. Sunil Alagh wants to respond to you. Yashwant, good point. Let Sunil come in. He hasn't spoken at all.
I am now turning around and saying what Navika was saying. What happens now in Parliament, whether BJP wins or loses? The negative campaign of the opposition against the nation has to stop.
We are talking of the negative campaign in Bihar.
No, let me finish. No.
You're going to Parliament.
Yes, no, I have to make a point that
we are not discussing Parliament.
Everybody has forgotten about the nation. All the GST, all the progress is being stopped, and that has to stop. And the negative campaign in Bihar, how did it start? One second, let me finish here. Everybody is heard. No, 1 second, Gaurav, 1 second. I haven't spoken for an hour. It's about time that everybody sat back and said, what do we need to do to move the nation forward?
Oh, please,
and in
Parliament, don't give homilies, please, tonight. Don't give homilies, please.
No, it's not homilies.
Homilies, please.
You are saying homilies? You are saying what happens to the country? It's not a homily. Who began the negative campaign in Bihar? When Mr. Bhagwat said, 1 second.
Okay, now watch it. You are getting a counter. Don't be intolerant.
No, when
Arati Jerath countering you. Arati Jerath, on the grid, please.
I'm sorry. The BJP was equally obstructionist when it was in the opposition. The GST has been held up because the BJP refused to back it when the Congress introduced it. So, let's not have these homilies about everybody should think of the nation.
Sunil, I want to
for the country. That's what you are saying.
No, 1 second.
Come on.
Bihar is part of the nation. Even if they don't,
it is. So I'm just saying whether BJP wins.
Okay, 1 second. Junil made a point. Now listen. Be tolerant. Be tolerant.
From this election.
Be tolerant. Gaurav Bhatia responding. Gaurav Bhatia.
Saba is laughing, but
Saba, watch it. Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia.
Let's analyze both the sides of the coin. Even if the BJP wins an election, it would be an addition to the already big tally of the BJP. But Mr. Narendra Modi, through the Bihar election, has taken a big political risk. Because if he loses this election, then first, the second-rung leadership in BJP, which is already destroyed, will also give a chance to the voice of dissent within the BJP.
Okay.
It would also send a clear signal to the people that the Modi magic is waning. And third, I think it is an opportunity that the opposition is waiting for to strike back at the Modi government. So therefore, I think this Bihar election would have an impact.
Okay, take a break and come back.
As well. And it would be...
I take a break and come back. Is that all right?
And even if they win,
I take a break and come back. I extend the debate. Nalin, Kohli, give us 10 more minutes, everyone, please. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. When I come back, national implications. Let's discuss that. But you know what? Don't give me homilies.
It's not homilies.
It's, you can't do a negative campaign and then say, please. Thank you very much. I see you in 3 minutes on the other side in the Newshour debate tonight. We are extending this debate. We are extending this debate. Extending the debate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you, please, Sunil Alagh. Take a short break. Don't get incensed. The debate goes on the Newshour, extending it by 10 minutes. Go back to the debate. And at this point, the question is this. Kumar Ketkar, I'm throwing this to you, please, because, all these homilies being thrown by Sunil Alagh, responsibility towards the country, etc. Everyone's doing a negative business in Parliament. Now, the question will be Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar in this part of the debate. All this debate has happened at a time of when there's a discussion on polarization, there's an impending session of Parliament. Is the opposition going to respond to this by seizing upon a possible loss, that is, if the NDA loses? Linking the debate on polarization and using that to turn the corner in Parliament once again. And if they do so, will it be fair? Sunil Alagh says unfair on the country. Kumar Ketkar.
Actually, Sunil must answer, where was the national issue brought in the Bihar campaign at all by Narendra Modi or anybody else?
Okay.
There was no national issue. Sunil talks about nation as if Bihar is out of nation. And the question is, in Bihar election, nobody campaigned from BJP side about national issues, about development. They talked only about the local and that too polarizing issues. So Narendra Modi himself campaigning, clearly Narendra Modi was the only campaign. Narendra Modi was the only agenda. Narendra Modi was the only focus. So if elections go, if the results go against BJP and NDA, the person responsible will be only Narendra Modi and he will have to take the flak.
What will happen now?
No,
Please
what
answer the question.
No, what will
the question is not on Bihar.
No, it's almost as if it's almost as if it's almost
win or lose.
It's almost
what happens in the center?
No, it's almost. Ajay Kumar.
Arnab, has there any been Prime Minister who has been so combative? Has there been any Prime Minister who has round down? I mean, government is one part, but has there been any Prime Minister who has been so combative, so derogatory in every aspect of the campaign?
No, has Modi
And
campaigned
then you're
on national
walking back and
issues?
saying, okay, by the way, you're going to know. So the question is, BJP, there has never been a history of India, any Prime Minister.
The question, therefore, if I may go to Sankarshan, who wanted to come in before you, Arati. If I may go to Sankarshan, Sunil.
And then after that, I want to say something.
Yeah, I will. My point is, it appears to me from this argument, which I'm pretty sure Nalin Kohli disagrees with, if I go to him later. The argument being made by Sunil Alagh is, win the election if you have to, one second, but fall in line later.
No.
Sankarshan, win the election if you have to, but fall in line later.
Don't misinterpret me. I will restate what I'm saying. Regardless of win or lose,
okay,
what is
don't
going
stretch
to
the
happen
argument
with the responsible opposition in the center?
Okay, Sankarshan.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
What about responsible government?
Sankarshan.
Let me, just give me 1 minute. First of all, basic thing, the opposition at any time is not a thing of the Treasury's dictation.
Yeah.
2, according to me, no matter which way the Bihar result goes, Parliament winter session will be an unproductive bedlam.
But is that good for the country? Is that good for India?
Sunil Alagh, may I say something? Sunil Alagh.
I know that.
Sunil, please. Wait. No. Sunil, wait. You made the point. Don't be repetitive.
Why don't you go and tell
Arati.
If the BJP is so worried about the nation and the country, then I think it is time the Prime Minister reached out to the opposition and tried to take them along, because there is no way you're going to get GST or any of the bills through without
Nalin Kohli, last question therefore.
And I'm sorry.
So the last question on the Newshour debate goes to Nalin Kohli.
Not going to help
Nalin Kohli. Interesting. No, Nalin Kohli. Last question on the Newshour goes to Nalin Kohli. The question to Nalin Kohli is this. Mr. Kohli, see, you cannot have a my way or the highway approach. They may have 44, you may have 288, but there's a Rajya Sabha, there are state elections, there is a mood of the nation, right? You're going to have to change your style. The basic point being made by many of our panelists is, you will have to, whether you win or lose, the time has come for you to change your style, to be more consensual in your approach and less confrontational. But is that possible, Mr. Kohli? Will you do that? To serve the national interest, will you do that? And can your leaders do that?
I'll let the parliamentary strategy be decided by those who may decide it. Mr. Jaitley has also recently spoken about it and spoken about GST and the other issues. We are already now talking of Bihar elections. Some have also written out what the Bihar election will be. We've also discussed so far what the implications of that result would be, though the result is not out. And now we've gone straight into Parliament. I think we are rushing too far, too ahead. Let's go step by step. Second is, of course, the government of India is going to be considered. It's not if the Prime Minister is concerned about India. The Prime Minister is concerned about India and what are the things that matter to Indians. So that's his responsibility. There's no if to it. That if maybe for those who travel out of the country for holidays every few weeks, because the land of India is not probably suitable to have holidays. So let's leave that out. The second part about is in terms of the Congress and the BJP. Yes, just to remind the Congress spokesperson, there's a massive difference between this. We are certainly not as tolerant and committed to great ideals like Mrs. Indira Gandhi, emergency, putting everyone in jail, etc. So these lectures and homilies don't work.
Equally childish.
These then.
You also need to stop baiting the Congress.
Let's keep the adjectives out. let's keep the adjectives out about childish and non-childish. I mean, if a viewpoint comes my way, I'm entitled to have a viewpoint.
Okay.
Not in a classroom that, there is a teacher sitting here who's going to say, you're a child, now stand up, hold your ears, climb on a chair, go and face the blackboard, right? I will not say so on a blackboard. Come on, let's also all of us grow out of this approach.
All right, gentlemen.
Nalin Kohli.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Nalin Kohli ji, I mean,
we've had a good debate. And I want to say to Nalin Kohli and to Mr. Ajay Kumar, don't worry, you'll meet again. Not too long from now. In fact, on Sunday.
We'll meet.
On Sunday.
Everyone else on the panel, and we look forward to that.
Sunday,
it's not as if this is personal.
In fact, on Sunday, the 8th of November, I will serve you breakfast if you join me at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And I will say it to everyone on the panel, there's nothing personal here.
Yeah, I offer breakfast in the studios of Times Now, 8 o'clock, Sunday. Join me then. Thank you for joining me on the Poll of Polls debate.